Hi, it's Ian from Chem Pro. Welcome back to our channel. Just wanted to take this little opportunity, to be fair, just to jump on in front of the camera and explain a few things, run through a few things, specifically to go on the Chem Pro page as opposed to our Eco Wash one. So basically, where do we start? January is a bit of a crazy month, to be fair. We published our website on the 1st of January 2023 with our chemical mixing proportioners that we produced, all stainless steel. I haven't even got one here to show you, to be fair. It's yeah, should be all over the place anyway, so have a little look for that if that's something you're interested in. And then within 21 days I'd put together a Softwash system with everything in it to go in the back of our van for our own purpose. We stuck an inverter in it. It was a bit of a bespoke unit, to be fair. Posted the picture of it, and the interest in it was absolutely phenomenal, to be fair. And that was on the 21st of January. And there was people asking how much it was, where, you know, how did they get one, when can they get one, blah 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 blah. And to be fair, there's probably about 4 or 5 people who are waiting on them. So based on that fact, it was like, oh, okay, so we need to produce a system. This system needs to be pretty much based on our system, because we know that works as it is. We don't want to start changing things and you know, putting things out there that aren't any good for purpose. The proportion is the main part that does all the magic in it. That is tried, tested and tested again. The dials come with it, the ratio chart comes with it. You can mount it onto anything you like. We will be producing, or we have even got the template there to produce the mounting bracket for it. But obviously with the shifting being what we've been producing to proportioners to bloody full systems, mountain brackets have gone on a bit of a back burner. But to be fair, you know, it's just a case of getting a piece of metal, bending it to the mold, if you like, and then doing the holes. So it'd take us all of an hour probably to get that one put together. So if that is something that you want the mountain bracket for it, then all well and good. There'll be £25 plus postage and packaging. So basically the shift has been massive. We've had to try and resource all sorts of other bits. Obviously the containment boxes, the stainless steel boxes that our unit's in, ours is a mixture of stainless steel and aluminium. So obviously that's something that people have even been asking for on its own, to be fair. 6 of them have gone missing. Where, how, I've got no idea. But if anyone spots them, they're about 90 centimeters long. Stainless steel boxes, in essence, that have all gone missing in a Yodel warehouse somewhere. So where these boxes are and how they've ended up going missing, especially when there's 6 of them, I've got no idea whatsoever. So that's a different story altogether. However, the suppliers sending us 6 more, so hopefully they should be here early next week. And we're just waiting on another load of fittings. Basically it's the 3-way ball valves, stainless steel 3-way ball valves, that make up the rinse and fill modules. Basically the ones that come weren't the right 3-way ball valves. They were L ball valves instead of T ones. So the T ones are on the way, and once they arrive we'll have them ready to go. The people who are waiting on proportioners with them, you'll be the first people to know what's happening, and obviously that'll be the first thing for us to be able to get out the door. Once these metal boxes come, all the other stuff's there to start producing these systems. We should have enough to start building 6. However, we're just going to focus on 1 first and get that built, and then we can go from there. People just want to see it, obviously, before they start spending the money on it. So that's that. We've posted a lot of stuff over social media, Facebook and Instagram and stuff over the weekend. I haven't had much sleep, to be honest. I've literally just been sticking all my eggs in this basket at the minute. So if you got an invite to some crazy hour in the night, I'm awfully sorry. I hope it didn't disturb you. 2 seconds. Trusty Resi block mug, few chips and scratches, but she's still alive. So obviously then things have been needing to be imported. The ball valves have been coming from, well, we've had to order a ton more valves, to be fair, but a lot of that stuff comes from China. And unfortunately the 21st to the 27th of January is their Chinese New Year. So I wish you all a happy Chinese New Year. But let's get this going now. So that's that. The stuff is en route as we speak. We've got a speedy delivery that's cost us a fortune in postage and stuff, but it'll be hopefully again early next week, so we can get them proportioners out the door then as well. A lot of the stuff that we need to produce these things comes from within the UK. As I said, we've just ordered a stock load of everything, so we won't be shy for stuff soon as these deliveries arrive. With regards to the systems, they are going to be about a 4 to 6 week build time. Basically, we aren't going to have them all built up ready to go. There's just no room for them at the minute. Obviously once we get to the point where, you know, we're shipping 6 out a week, then we'll need some sort of bigger place to be doing it. Yeah, but for the time being, we'll just get this one built and get it out the door, and then obviously we can work on putting the rest of them together then. This is literally, you know, I've just gone all balls out with this one, and we literally spent all my winter nuts on this, getting it going. So January's here now, the season's cracking open again anyway, so it's all good. I'm sure we'll sort of cover it for now. So happy Chinese New Year to all those Chinese people, and yeah, the future's bright, the future's Chem Mix Pro. I will be marking that one in the calendar for next year, so obviously anything that we need to kind of get in, we'll already have in well before we need it. So that's that. I've had to write all this stuff down so I don't lose track. So basically this week has just been a bit of a hang around week, to be fair. The workshops literally had a good clean spruce up ready for us building these things, so we've got a bit of room and space, so that's all good to go. Literally you've just got boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff all stacked up and ready for getting built, basically. But we just need these stainless steel boxes to arrive, and then we can get on with the rest of it. So it has been a bit of a bum week really with regards to everything. There hasn't been much we can do, so it has just been yeah, just one of them. We could do what we had to do really, to be fair. The van's been in the garage getting some welding done this week, so we haven't even had that to, you know, mess around with the system and do all that sort of stuff. So that's been that one. And that brings me on to me next little subject, and that is, there's been quite a few people asking all their various questions, and I'll try and run through some answers for them now. A lot of people have been asking, what are these? Are they ball valves? Are they metering valves? What's the score with them? How do they work? Blah 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 blah. With regards to, or what we can find so far anyway, with regards to ball valves, a ball valve is a ball valve. It restricts the flow somewhat. You've got to work out actually where the you know, where the open is, where the close is, and whatnot. You know, it isn't just as straightforward as, you know, 1 to 5 blah blah blah. There's an actual point where the valve opens, and that isn't always closed. Well, it isn't closed, so it's, you know, slightly cracked open. Alternatively, needle valves, stainless steel, we haven't really come across one with just like a half turn or a quarter turn, well, a half turn. If anyone knows of any, you know, I'm more than welcome to to listen and get one in and see how it works. But when the needle valves that we tested had too many turns on it for us to be able to meter it and calibrate it, so that was why we chose not to go with them, to be fair. And the flow as well is greatly restricted. If you look at a needle valve, say a 1/2-inch needle valve, you're looking at like a 3mm hole inside that needle valve. So when you're talking at 20 odd litres of water per minute, that's not going to work out at all. So that would restrict the flow on a massive scale. So with the ball valves, obviously once they're open, you pretty much got your full flow. So these have been tried and tested all last year. I constructed all different things, tried, tested them. Some worked, some didn't work. Some worked, but weren't quite as good as what I wanted them to be. And then in the end, we got round to settling on this way of doing it. And obviously, that's why I've produced these things, and that's why I'm putting them out there. Basically, these are all stainless steel as well. So I'll put a picture up here now. Okay, so that's the stainless steel chemical mixing proportioner, hence the name, chemical mixing proportioner. That's where that one come from. So we've got these dials now. Basically, you can see that there 5 is at the top, off is there, but 1 doesn't start until here. So obviously that's the first point where that valve actually cracks open and lets any fluid whatsoever through it. And then the more you go through the valve, basically, the greater the flow you get. The metering valves that people are using in America, the ball's got like a slice cut in them, and that's what conducts the flow, if you get me, to make it an actual metered valve. But these, to be fair, are it's as accurate as what you can get really with a ball valve. Pretty straightforward, quite cheap, and easy to replace. Not that you'd need to replace them anyway, because we've got the rinse and fill system that literally washes that valve out. So that valve's clean anyway, so it's not going to have anything left in it. Ideally, you don't want to be leaving anything in your tanks anyway, because it will just oxidize the metal at some point anyway. Even with high grade chemical resistant for the 316 stainless steel, it'll still get munched up in the end. So it is recommended that you do wash your stuff through properly, but that just comes from having an understanding of what you're actually working with. So back to the dials. Sodium hypochlorite, soap, and water. That's straightforward. So there's 3 of them, and they're stickers, vinyl stickers. They're not made of paper. They're not going to just get wet and fall apart. These are properly made vinyl stickers. So there you go, there's those. And then work in conjunction with this, which is our Chem Mix Pro mixing ratio chart. So 1:5, 1:5, literally your water, set it to whatever it is, whatever strength you want. Your sodium hypochlorite down the side. Obviously with your soap, you just crack your soap open, to be fair, but obviously the more sodium hypochlorite that you're putting through, the more soap. Now, to a certain degree, it all depends how you go about using your soap, but we'd often match what we were putting out in sodium hypochlorite with what you're putting through in soap, or slightly less. But again, your soap's coming through a smaller, narrower barb in the actual proportion than what your sodium hypochlorite is. It's a 1/4 inch barb instead of a 1/2 inch barb, so it's half the flow anyway. So you'd match that up on there. This is UK specified. Everything we do is focused and based on the UK soft washing market. We're not in America. There's people doing this stuff in America. We're in the UK, and that's what we're doing. So it's all down to the UK specifications, if you like. So this table's based on a 14 to 15% sodium hypochlorite solution, which is predominantly what we get in this country. So there's how that one works. That's the ratio chart and the dials that basically make the Chem Mix Pro what it is, and you know, make you able to use it and gain some sort of soft washing benefit by being able to alter your mix, and that's it. So these, as I said, these are the stickers. They come as stickers unless you want this thing built on a mount, or obviously on a system they already come stuck on for you. If you were to stick them on or whatever, obviously if you mount your proportioner, turn your proportioner open full, so that'll be number 5, yeah, and that's just a way of calibrating where you're at. Mark that, if you get me. And then if you take off the nut that goes on the proportioner, it pretty much goes around the middle bit of the graphic there, around that bit there. So you have to just cut your own hole, stick that over the proportioner, stick it on whatever you're sticking it onto, and then put the nut back over the top there. And to be fair, if you make a bit of a mess, it's not going to really make that much difference, because you'll have kind of put the nut over it anyway. So that's that. So that's the ratios and the proportioners and stuff. So here I've got a box full of different bits and bobs. All the stuff is available on the website as we speak. So as I said, last night was a bit of a crazy night just getting all this stuff put on, but it's on now, so all good. Ooh. Okay, so one of my preferred toys, if you like, is this. It's a PA Italy wash gun. Now, used with our system, it's absolutely spot on, to be fair. I'll do some more videos about this specific wash gun as well. Half pull, you've got a fan. Full pull, you've got a jet, and you know, it's quite a decent range on it as well for what it is, from a 12-volt pump. Quite impressed with that bit. Let me see what I've got going on here. Hang on. Right, we've got a trigger gun. Yeah, and basically the trigger gun will have a quick connect on this end. Still haven't put it on, brand new gun yet. They're just still in the box. A 1/2-inch banjo cam lock on this end. So basically anything you buy from us will have 1/2-inch cam locks on the end, male cam locks. So they just simply, let me find one. Okay, so that's this little fellow. Where's the camera? Yeah, so that is basically the connectors that we'll be putting on all our stuff. Obviously stainless steel, a little bit weighty in comparison to plastic and all the rest of it, but this is stainless steel soft washing solutions, and no, just not a fan of plastic. So that will be right there. Yeah, obviously you'll have a connector in the middle there, or we'll see if we can get some with a 1/2-inch BSP thread on it, so they just screw straight in. So that'll be that. Obviously on your wash guns, blah de blah de blah, on the end of the lance that we've got as well, which is all again on the website as we speak. It was all put on last night. So that's basically the main connectors that we'll be using throughout the system. Now this system is literally just as simple to mount and stick in your van as what it can possibly be. Comes complete. Literally just needs securing, ideally to a bulkhead, with 2 bolts. That's it. It's not going anywhere. We need a direct feed from your Bowser, which needs to be isolated, so there needs to be a T put on your current outlet on your Bowser. Whatever, your machine will run off one side, and then the other side I'll have an isolation valve, a 1/2-inch hose going with a female cam lock on the end of the 1/2 inch hose. Now the female cam lock just literally clips onto the side of the system that will have the 1/2 inch cam lock male. So literally you get your hose from your existing Bowser. We provide you with this anyway onto the system, and then simply just lock it on. That's it. Yeah, that bit's done. Then there's 2 wires. You've got a live and a negative wire coming from the back of the system, and that needs to be connected to your vehicle battery. It's got its own split relay charger thing inside it, its own battery. Everything's encased and enclosed within it, and obviously it is literally just plug and play. Dead simple, dead straightforward. If you need to, remove it out your van for whatever reason, you've got to stick a tower scaffolding in, or whatever it may be, you simply just isolate the valve and disconnect. You'll have to disconnect it from your battery and then whip the whole thing out. But that's how simple it is in and out to do it, to work with it. Now, come again to the end of your delivery hose, and you will have a cam lock on the end of it. Dead simple, dead straightforward. Obviously, swap your lancers over, swap your trigger guns, whatever it is you want to stick on there, is dead simple to do so. Yeah. You might need to just amend the flow depending on what you're attaching to the end of it. Obviously, it's 20.8 litres of water a minute. Trying to come out of a water-fed pole is going to be a bit mad. So obviously the pump would just be surging to death. However, if you turn the flow of the pump right down, it'll do the job no problem at all. So that comes to me next thing, and the question was asked, how? I can't remember the exact question, to be honest. I've answered quite a few this morning. Basically it was talking about, okay, well, not everyone wants your trigger guns and your blooming wash guns. A lot of people will just want to connect the water fed pole and either use a brush or a nozzle attached to that. The simple straightforward answer to that one is, again, a cam lock. These cam locks, we basically just get the cam lock male, we'll stick a 6mm or an 8mm barb on the end of it, depending on what your current window cleaning hose is on your pole, and then obviously that's pretty straightforward. You literally just, again, attach this to the end of your hose, lock it on, and you've gone from using guns and lances and quad jets and all the blooming rest of it to just simply using a water fed pole. We kind of have thought this one through. There is a lot to it. There's a lot of different ways in which people are looking at it. We've made it as simple as what it can possibly be. You can connect pretty much anything to it, and it'll work. Obviously, as I said, you might need to turn the flow down a little bit, and then obviously that's that. So we've covered guns, we've covered cam locks. Right, I'm going to get this right now. This is called a J-rod. Yeah, so I won't be getting silly little comments in my videos anymore, because it's called a J-rod. Yeah, American name for it, all stainless steel. And then if you look on the end, we've got these different size nozzles. Now these nozzles, as you can see there, are slightly bigger than your normal sort of pressure washing nozzles, if you like. And they're just the different sizes. And basically this is sized to the Everflow 5500 bleach pump. I think that's what it's called. Not too far off it, if not. So that's basically that. Obviously that goes on a trigger gun with a quick connect, pretty much like that. Obviously you got your quick connect, and then you're good to go. Easy to swap over your different nozzles if you are wanting to use a gun and nozzles. there's that many different attachments. It's probably going to become a case of, you know, pick what you want sort of thing. They are all pretty much a similar price, really, ish. These are quite dear, to be fair, but yeah, again, well worth the money, to be fair. It is what it is. It does what it says, and it's stainless steel with a swivel on the end and a low pressure trigger gun. Marvellous, love it. So that's that one. What else have we got in here? Okay, so what I have got is these. Okay, let's just do a quick run through on these ones then. Okay, these are our chemical mixing proportioner manifolds. Yeah, now this one is a 3/4 inch BSP on one end and 3 1/2 inch BSP there. So basically there are inlets, that's our outlet. Now this is the manifold that we use to make our Chem Mix Pro. The original, the standard, the proportioner, the 3-legged proportioner to one outlet. This is the manifold there. Again, these are available on the website. However, we are currently waiting a delivery for these. So if you are wanting one, you do want to buy one, we currently haven't got any available to be able to send you. This is probably the last one that we've got, and it's pretty much to go with one of the systems that we've got all the other bits for. However, yeah, there's people waiting for whole proportioners as well, so this is literally like rock and horse muck. So that's the Chem Mix Pro manifold. This again can be used in different ways. Just let me jump on that bit quick. So whatever it is, you can use this in various ways. Doesn't need to be for sodium hypochlorite and soft washing. In that way, it can be used in different manners. My mate's basically been trying to challenge me, I think, as to, okay, well, can you do this, can you do that? He's just been testing me to see whether I can come up with the answers and whether I know what I'm talking about. So it's dead simple. He wanted one that he could do a batch mix, tap water and pure water. That's not a problem. Batch mix, tap water and pure water, and then your outlet there to your pump. There you go, not a problem at all. That's sorted for you. Again, if you wanted to run, I don't know, a blooming caravan cleaner, that was something that we tested it with, and it works perfectly fine. We were using a caravan cleaner and a wash and wax solution, and just mixing it with water for the caravan cleaning. Perfect, absolutely fantastic for the job. Does it really well, to be honest. Obviously the barbs are different. You've got 2 1/4 inch barbs and then your 1/2 inch barb. Obviously your 1/2 inch barb goes on the end, your 1/4 inch ones go nearest the outlet, just for most effective mixing in the manifold. So that's that one. Then this one isn't it's available on the website as it is, but at the minute we haven't got round to making it into anything more than that, and literally with the focus now being on getting these systems out the door, sort of development has stopped somewhat. Not really, we've got all sorts of things planned, and as you can see, the thing behind me there, that little rag's covering up half of my brain, so you're not seeing that just yet, because that's the future. I don't want no one nicking my ideas. So basically this is the Chem Mix Pro Plus chemical mixing proportion and manifold, and this is again all stainless steel. The difference being is that this has got 2 3/4 ports on each, well, it hasn't got 2 on each end, it's got a 3/4 port on each end, and then 4 1/2 inch inlets. This allows for an additional biocide or an additional sort of surfactant or neutralizer, or even a pure water arm to be stuck on as well. It is quite a versatile thing. It's not, we haven't built it into a proportion or into a system, or it's literally That's all it is at the minute, and they are available on the website in that style if you like. If you wanted to stick plastic valves on these and make up your own, then you could do. If you just wanted the stainless steel manifold, but they're available, if you get me. So we recommend putting a dual feed on this. So basically you stick your 2 3/4 hoses coming into a Y or a T piece and then go into your pump then, and again this is just for the most effective mix through this this manifold. So with regards to this, we will be upgrading our system to the bigger manifold at some point soon. It is literally, we just need to get that shown first and do some more with it, and let people see what it does, and let's see it working and stuff like that, and then we can go from there. So this manifold, once it goes in our van, will become available as a proportioner, and then, you know, from there, if people want them, then they can buy them from us as a built proportioner. But at the minute it's only a manifold. So there's a couple of little things to do on the van, and this being one of them. A rinse and fill module as well is going to be another one. It's kind of looking like other people might have that before we do, but it is what it is. There's not a problem there anyway. So that's the bigger manifold. What else have we got? Just valves and more valves. Right, so that's pretty much everything that's in the box. So that's that. Okay, let me just explain a little bit more about this system, yeah, and I'll try and draw a little bit on the board as well, just so you kind of got an idea as to where my brain's coming from. Because I don't know whether I'm not explaining it well or what, but some people seem to be asking some pretty daft questions, or maybe it's just me. Okay, so see the board. So here we've got our existing bowser, yeah. So that's our existing water bowser. Then from that we put a hose, yeah. On the end of the hose we put a cam lock. Yeah, that cam lock then goes in to the side of the system. So that's your system fed by the bowser, or that's your system, bowser, system. Yeah, so the water goes into your system and then it goes into the proportioner. Yeah, so your system, that water feed there goes into the proportioner, yeah, and then we inside the system we've got 2 tanks. So we've got a little one that's soap, and the soap comes and goes in there. Are we following? And then we've got the bleach, which goes in there. Yeah, so your water, your soap and your bleach. Yeah, so water, soap, bleach. Yeah, then it comes out here on this end. It comes out in a 3/4 reinforced wire hose, and then goes into your bleach pump. So water in the bowser enters the system. The water goes into the proportioner, your soap goes into the proportioner, the bleach goes into the proportioner. Inside the proportioner, this all mixes, then is sucked into the pump, and then comes out of the pump. Yeah, coming out of the pump, it comes into the hose reel. Off the hose reel comes your hose. On your hose is another cam lock. So your bowser needs to be a half substantial bowser. This thing at full flow puts out 20.8 litres of water per minute. Your system that has a battery in it, it has your proportioner in it, it has your chemical bleach tank, a soap tank, and these dials for the proportioner are on here. Your hose reel is mounted there, and that's basically how it all works. And then obviously what your pump sucks it, so these are all going that way. Yeah, and then obviously your bleach pump sucks what's through here and then puts it out there.